Welcome to our session today. I want you to just imagine for a second that we're sitting face to face in my clinic right now. Treat this time as your own personal, one-on-one medical consultation. My goal today is to speak with you directly about an organ that literally works tirelessly to keep you alive, but it almost always gets ignored until there's an absolute crisis. Yep, we're talking about your liver. Specifically, we're going to look at a rapid, completely non-invasive protocol for fatty liver recovery. I really want to empower you with the knowledge that profound healing isn't just a possibility, it can actually happen so much faster than you might think.
Okay, let's dive right into this, because right off the bat, we need to challenge a massive misconception out there. Most people just assume that if you want to know the health of your liver, you've got to schedule a hospital visit, jump into some claustrophobic, expensive MRI machine, or get a fancy ultrasound. And hey, while those tools are fantastic for precise clinical measurements, the truth is, your very own body is already giving you visible, real-time warning signs. You really don't need a doctor's referral or a high-tech scan to start understanding what's going on inside.
And before you start thinking that reversing liver damage is going to take years of grueling effort, consider this number: 31%. In the landmark PNAS diet trial, researchers took adults with confirmed fatty livers, put them on a highly specific dietary protocol, and measured their liver fat. In just 6 days, less than 1 week, they saw an average reduction in liver fat of 31%. I mean, wow. This proves to us clinically that your liver is incredibly resilient and practically begging to heal. Rapid healing is entirely possible once we just remove the roadblocks.
So you're probably wondering, how do we know if those roadblocks are actually there? Well, let's transition into a bit of a self-examination. I want you to do a quick mental mirror check right now. There are specific physical indicators your body uses to signal that your liver is under serious stress. Here are 3 physical signs you can check for today. First up, visceral fat. That's that stubborn belly fat that pushes outward, making your stomach feel hard. This isn't just a cosmetic issue, folks. It's overflow. When your liver completely runs out of storage capacity for fat, it just dumps it right into your abdominal cavity. Second, darkened, velvety skin patches, usually on the back of the neck, armpits, or the groin area. The medical term for this is acanthosis nigricans. And third, the sudden appearance of skin tags in those exact same areas. These last two, they are crucial early warning signals we absolutely cannot afford to ignore.
So the crucial point here is all 3 of these physical signs point directly to one underlying medical condition, and that's hyperinsulinemia. Now that's just a fancy clinical term for having abnormally high levels of circulating insulin in your blood. Insulin is your body's fat storage hormone. When it's chronically high, your body is basically locked into a fat-storing mode, and your poor liver bears the brunt of it all. Consistently high insulin almost universally means a fatty liver is either already present or actively developing.
To fix this, we really need to understand what's actually driving that high insulin and fat storage in the first place. And I'm going to shift our consultation right now to address the single biggest misconception about fatty liver disease.
Listen to this truth. A fatty liver is not caused by eating fat. For decades, the 1990s food pyramid absolutely terrified us into dropping dietary fat and red meat, pushing us instead toward massive amounts of carbohydrates. We're talking cereals, pastas, crackers, and juice. But the culprit was never the fat on your dinner plate. Dietary fat does not magically teleport into your liver to make it fatty. Carbohydrates, and specifically sugar, do that. Now, what's really fascinating here is how our bodies handle different types of sugar. Glucose is basically the fuel of life. Virtually every cell in your body can use it for energy. But fructose, that's the sugar found heavily in fruit juices and processed foods, and it's an entirely different animal. Only the liver can process fructose. Think of your liver like a specialized storage unit. When you flood it with fructose, that storage unit gets completely overwhelmed. It can't use it all, so it panics and converts that excess fructose directly into liver fat. This mechanism right here is what triggers non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
If you need proof of just how dangerous fructose really is, researchers at the UCSF Children's Hospital studied kids with fatty livers. And get this, they didn't even cut their calories. They simply swapped out fructose for starchy carbohydrates. In just 9 days, liver fat dropped by a staggering 50%. I mean, that is a massive warning for parents out there. Fruit juice is absolutely not a healthy alternative to soda. Both deliver a massive, damaging fructose load to an already overwhelmed liver.
Now that we clearly know what to avoid, let's pivot to the really proactive part of our consultation. I want to introduce you to 2 of the most accessible, powerful lifestyle medicines you have at your disposal right now. And the best part? Absolutely no prescription required.
Let's talk about coffee. A massive observational study of over 200,000 adults found that regular coffee drinkers have a 46% lower risk of dying from chronic liver disease. Why is that? Well, because coffee is packed with polyphenols. These are powerful, plant-based anti-inflammatory compounds that literally cool down the inflammation that destroys liver tissue. Just make sure to keep it organic, and whatever you do, please don't dump sugar into it, or you're going to completely erase that amazing benefit.
And moving right along, let's talk about our second natural medicine, walking. A brilliant meta-analysis from Penn State involving over 550 patients showed that a simple daily walk reduced liver fat by an average of 30%. Notice I didn't say marathon running, right? I literally just said walking. And this happens completely independent of weight loss. Moving your body for just 20 minutes a day directly upgrades your liver's metabolic function.
So how do we put all of this together in real life? Well, acting as your health advocate today, I am officially prescribing you a highly specific recovery plan. These are your non-negotiable action items to take back your metabolic health. Here is the 4-step protocol. Step 1. Cut your total carbs below 20 grams a day and eliminate fructose entirely. You've got to shut off the tap that's filling the liver with fat. Step 2. Eat 3 whole eggs at your first meal. Why? Because egg yolks are packed with choline, which is an essential nutrient your liver desperately needs to package and export fat out of its cells. Step 3. Drink your daily cup of black organic coffee to reduce that inflammation. And Step 4. Commit to that 20-minute daily walk.
When we look at the timeline for this protocol, honestly, the most encouraging part is the speed. Cutting the carbs and fructose stops the damage and starts the reversal process within just 48 hours. The eggs and coffee provide ongoing daily support, and the walking guarantees a steady burn of that stored fat. This isn't some agonizing 6-month waiting game. Your body literally starts healing on day 2.
But listen, as a patient, you shouldn't just have to take my word for it. I want to empower you to verify that this prescribed protocol is actually working, right from your own bathroom. No expensive medical equipment needed whatsoever. Let's actually map out how this builds over your very first week. Grab a simple tape measure, take your baseline measurement right at your navel. At 48 hours, you should see a reduction of about ½ an inch. By day 3, it's going to keep dropping, and by day 6, your target is a solid 2-inch reduction. Why does this work so well? Because that visceral belly fat we talked about earlier is the very first fat your body mobilizes when your insulin drops. A shrinking waistline literally equals a healing liver.
Before we wrap up, I don't want to leave you with a sobering but absolutely vital realization. Most people who develop liver disease do not actually die from liver failure. They die of heart attacks or strokes. The exact same inflammatory process and insulin resistance that damages your liver is aggressively damaging the arterial walls of your heart and your brain. This is a systemic whole-body emergency. But the beautiful flip side to this is that by healing your liver using this protocol, you are simultaneously cooling vascular inflammation, dropping your blood pressure, and healing your entire cardiovascular system.
So as our consultation comes to a close today, I've just got to ask you, what will you do today to protect your liver and your heart? The signs are visible on your own body, the science is incredibly clear, and the protocol is surprisingly simple. Your liver is just waiting to heal. You just have to give it the green light. Thank you so much for joining me for this session, and I strongly urge you to take action today.